Dr. Albert Bandura completed his master's and doctorate at the University of Iowa. He then joined the faculty of Stanford University, where he remains an active professor. In 1973, he was elected to the American Psychological Association, and in 2016, President Obama presented to him the prestigious National Medal of Science. Dr. Bandura's primary study area was social modeling, human self-development, and change. A key product of this theory is the triadic reciprocal causation. The triadic reciprocal causation demonstrates that learning occurs with an ever-changing and reciprocal interaction between the person, their environment, and the behavior. Emphasis is placed on social influence and the importance of both internal and external reinforcements. The experiment that Dr. Bandura is most known for targets observational learning and a Bobo doll. Dr. Bandura took a Bobo doll and instructed a female assistant to be aggressive to the toy. Her aggressive interaction was recorded by videotape. The video was then shown to children prior to their access and exposure to the doll, and once in the room with the doll, the children who had seen the video were more aggressive toward the doll than those who had not seen the video. This is the belief that behavior can be learned by observation. Observing other people demonstrate a target behavior is enough for one to learn that behavior and to be successful in performing the targeted behavior. Reinforcements refers to the reward. Rewards can be internal or external, but are directly connected to the behavior and affect the likelihood of the continuation or the extermination of a behavior. Expectations refers to the anticipated consequence of the behavior. People think before they do things, and they weigh the benefits and the consequences. Expectations derive largely from previous experience, but the decisive factor is most often the expected outcome. Self-efficacy refers to the confidence you have in yourself that you can be successful. It is impacted by the person's specific capabilities and their individual factors. Philip Markoff was 22 years of age. He was a student at Boston University Medical Center and was engaged to be married to his college girlfriend. He had no criminal history and no history of violence. Mr. Markoff used the erotic white pages of Craigslist to target female escorts, bind them with zip ties, and rob them of the cash they had on hand. When one victim fought back, he ended up shooting her 3 times. He collected panties from his victims and hid them in his home along with the gun. Using SCT, we can analyze the personality and behaviors of Philip Markoff. It was reported that Mr. Markoff had joined sexually oriented paraphilic websites. His browser history and his emails indicated the exchange of sexualized emails and photographs with men, women, and transsexuals. Markoff witnessed and observed multiple types of restraints and sex acts while viewing these websites. Although he did not sexually assault any of his victims, he did take panties, which is indicative of a sexual fetish and arousal souvenirs. SCT would indicate that Markoff was demonstrating the behaviors he had observed online and had a level of competency based upon his observations and then the demonstration of his behaviors. Reinforcement strategies are also found. Each time Markoff was successful with his robbery, he would be reinforced to continue the behavior. The money stolen, the ability to leave the scene and manage his adrenaline and affect, and the ability to maintain his robbery separate from his daytime life would all be considered reinforcements. Expectations is the anticipated consequences. From an SCT perspective, Mr. Markoff did not see negative consequences. Once he had a successful robbery under his belt, he continued with the same techniques. When the one victim did fight back, he responded violently, but the violence did not follow to his next victim. He did not see her death as a negative or as an aversion to future activities. Lastly, self-efficacy is the confidence you have in yourself that you can be successful. The flat affect and coolness in the exit from the murder room indicates that Markoff had a high sense of self-efficacy. He had an internal belief that not only could he commit the crimes, but based on his previous experience, he could get away with the crimes. This is also demonstrated with his lack of concern for the security video, fingerprints, and IP address. All of these missteps point to a maladaptive and inflated sense of self-efficacy. This is often seen in personality disorders.